Hi, everybody. This is your announcement for Philosophy 201 for the week of March 9th. Okay, so this week, well, actually, let me talk about last week first. I know you talked about the reading by Kitaro Nishida, and I know that the concepts in his reading were kind of different from what maybe you had been accustomed to reading about. And I looked at the discussion, and it looked like most of you agreed with the assertion that was made, that knowledge should not be separated from feeling and will. And you all gave interesting reasons why you agree with that statement. I know that, like I said, that reading had some pretty abstract concepts in it, and that might have been a little tougher for you. So, kudos to you for sticking with it. And I know a couple of you wrote to me asking about the reading, so I appreciate that. Please continue to write to me if you have questions about the reading. So I will look forward to digging into your discussion this week and getting that done. Okay, now we move on. Okay, so we for this week we have an essay due. Okay, so this is your second descriptive essay. Okay, so the objectives are: one objective, describe the arguments and positions of one of the theories presented in Module 2 in a short written assignment. Okay, so in this assignment, in this module, you will be working on completing this essay. Okay, so I've added something to the instructions here, and because this was an issue with the last essay, and it's been kind of an issue with some of the discussions as well. So it's a note, and it says, your essay must only be based on the material written by the philosopher being studied, such as Plato. The material in the editor's introduction in the pages that precede the reading is not part of the philosopher's work and should not be the basis of statements made in your essay. Okay, so this is really important because the essay is, I believe that you're writing on Plato. That's the subject. There's our instructions. Yeah, so you're going to write about the myth of the cave. Okay, so when you write your essay, make sure you're writing about what Plato says, okay, not what our editor, the editor of the book, says, Professor Hallman. Okay, I know I've said this, I've probably repeated it a lot in these announcements. Those of you who are watching the announcements probably don't need to hear it because you watch my announcements and you know what I'm talking about. But at any rate, this is very important. So just make sure that you follow that instruction. Okay, the other thing I wanted to emphasize, that in this essay you are writing descriptively. Okay, so you're telling me about the reading. You're responding to the questions that I've asked in the prompt, and that's about the reading. So this is descriptive. This is not critical, which means that I am not asking for your opinion. Okay, so a few of you in the last essay said, well, I agree with this philosopher, or I disagree, and that's not part of the essay. Okay, just for the purposes of this essay, I don't care what your opinion is. Okay, I know that sounds harsh, but because what we're trying to learn to do here is to write descriptively about a philosophy, about a philosophical theory. Okay, so it's not that I don't care about what you think. I do, obviously, but that's not part of the essay. All right, so make sure you just tell me about what's happening in Plato's myth of the cave. Okay, so just to go over the instructions a little more. So you're going to want to reread the text. Okay, don't try to write this without rereading the text, the myth of the cave. And then, like the last essay, follow the structure that I've listed there. So 1, introduce Plato's philosophy by talking about the topic of his writing. What is the subject that Plato discusses in the myth of the cave? That should be a paragraph. And then 2, Next, describe the main points of Plato's argument by responding to the following question. What does Plato's myth of the cave tell us about the human condition? Okay, so talk about how you interpret that reading and what does that reading tell us about humans and the conditions that we live in. Now, that sounds kind of broad, but you can focus it in on, what the reading talks about. And that's what I'd like you to do, is to sort of stay on topic. Okay, and you can talk about the metaphors and what they mean. And here, there is a little bit of latitude for interpretation, but keep it pretty tight in terms of relating what you say to the reading. Okay, so you're going to continue to write in essay format. Okay, so that should just, flow from your introduction. Use your own words to paraphrase key points in Plato's writing that address the question. Okay, so paraphrase means to kind of summarize in your words. Okay. 3, you may use quotations from the text. However, you must explain each quotation's meaning and how it supports your response to the question. Okay, then 4, citing your source. So your source is the reading by Plato. Include in-text citations within your essay. These should be MLA style. Consult the NMSUA Academic Support Center for help with citations. I will put a link to the Purdue OWL as well. And also you need to have a full citation in a works cited page that should be separate from your essay. Okay, so it's the same document, but it should be on its own page, okay, after your essay. All right, so 5, make sure before you submit, fix those spelling and grammatical errors. You don't want to get a lower score just for that. And make sure your writing is clear. Okay, read it out loud to yourself before you submit it. And then you can hear it. You can hear if it sounds kind of clunky, if it sounds unclear. Okay, and then these are the criteria I will use to grade your essay. I'll grade it on accuracy. How accurately does your essay describe the philosophical argument on which you are writing? Using the source, the evidence. How much does your essay include the philosophical writing that has been assigned? Relevancy. How closely does your essay address the question that has been asked in the instructions? Clarity of writing. How clearly is your essay written? Are there spelling or grammatical errors? And last, formatting. How closely does your essay follow the instructions for formatting, writing in essay format, including in-text citations, MLA style. Okay, so that's all very important. I just want to take a second to show you a book. So if you are taking or you have taken English 111 G, you might have, on this campus, you might have this book. Okay, so this book can really help you with writing in MLA style. Okay, writing your, putting in those in-text citations and then that last citation page. Okay, so in this book, it's really, this is a really handy book. I like this book a lot because it tells you exactly how to cite sources. Okay, and actually, for ours is pretty simple because it's just one source. So, you're not doing a research paper here. I have provided you with the one source to use for your paper. Other thing about the paper is, I'd rather you don't use outside sources. Okay, I really want you to just write about what Plato says. Okay, but anyway, if you have this book, I recommend that you use it. It can really come in handy and help you. Okay, all right, so I'm going to end it there. If you have any questions, please contact me. Your essay is due, let me see here, when is your essay due? Here it is. It is due Friday, March 13th. Okay, so that is what's happening for this week. All right, so I hope you all have a really good week, and I will look forward to reading your discussion from last week, and I guess that's it. I will see you again next time. Bye.